All right, daily trading recap. I am going to try to keep this one short as I intend with these shorter days in front of the screen, but we'll see where we end up. It is Tuesday, the 7th of June, 2022. To Christ be the glory. Dollar volume internals quick for the day here quick. First, before anything else, NASDAQ $191 billion volume, nice C. $274 billion volume, OTC markets $1.7 billion volume. Again, still coming in pretty low, just an overall dollar volume that I'm seeing here compared to past numbers since I kind of started tracking that and following that, using that as just somewhat of a little bit of an indicator or market overall watch for just dollar volume and interest coming into the markets. But automated future strategies working out well again today, just letting them run and do their thing. 930 strategy to the upside and a smaller downside profit target strategy also working out well from the 930 to 945 time frame. That was an interesting little move there for how quickly it looked like it was going to be a VWAP rejection, but then started selling off, and then sure enough just came right back and to create a new market hours high there within that 932 minute candle there. That was kind of interesting to see on that. Then we got a couple little VWAP holds here in the afternoon that led to nice close there for a 0.96% day in the green from the previous trading day's close. Looks like a lot further move from where we opened for market hours there. And then the 345 to close strategy, upside profit target obviously worked out well, but not to the downside. But I think we closed very, very close to only 2 points from where we opened in that 15-minute time frame. So not a hard loss to take away any losses from that trade in general there. So that is really, I loved HUSA today. I think Chris had a nice nail on this one, but I also loved an obvious factor to see, okay, red to green level we can see here, judging from that key $5 level. Not only that key psychological $5 whole dollar level, but of that closed, red to green close. Also maybe a little bit of VWAP here from that previous trading day, uses that as an indicator. I viewed this one as the main indicator of this trade, looking at from this big volume day, which was the 31st here of May. Let's see that. Okay, yeah. Even a 5 minute here. Looking at kind of stealing that Tim Grattani anchored VWAP, not necessarily that Tim Grattani created it, but he kind of introduced it once again after watching that little video with him of looking at this line of demarcation of where where VWAP closes on that big volume day as the kind of line of demarcation to say, hey, where's the general sense of the average short and the average long? Where's everybody sitting? So even after that hard sell-off in the afternoon, it wasn't like it was bringing in or drawing it down so excessively hard. Obviously the average short is still sitting pretty, and they're not necessarily covering hard into that flush. They're looking for more downside, and that VWAP would be reflected in that in following later days with an actual anchored VWAP to set that up. But using that kind of barrier basis, we see it's around that 545 price mark. And on this Friday here, we get a move that continues to start to rise closer to that level. Actually kind of tops here around 520-ish, 518-ish, but then actually succeeds that, comes the upside of it right into the close there and holds that in that after hours and that pre-market the next day, and then sure enough finds some rejection off of there as resistance as it shoves back down and then comforts those shorts once again to say, okay, the average short is now back in the money, especially from that day too for the whole rest of the afternoon, the average VWAP there. Just telling a little bit, not that it's comparing the same amount of apples to apples in regards to volume candle bars here to that day, but just for those that were in it on this day and especially maybe even sizing in or potentially getting back in, everybody's now kind of cozy, happy, back in the green, should they still be holding this position going to the next following few days here. But sure enough, we get into today where price slowly starts to tick up, and then we get volume to come in little by little and start to press those lines, and then we just see escalation continue to come the entire rest of the morning and hold pretty much into the afternoon as we get some little fake outs here. That's just the evolving market, right? Just continual choppiness and just making you second guess yourself and everything you're doing of, okay, is VWAP actually holding here? Is it falling off? Okay, it broke these levels here. Oh, now we're getting back to the upside of a new little regional high here above VWAP. Okay, now we're still kind of holding. Okay, now we're definitely breaking the new lows here. Oh, nope, just kidding. We're going to go to a new high of day. Just those mind games like that one. But the morning, the full basis of what in reflection that I view this trade for the journal kind of database, just using this chart in my brain work, what to look forward in the future at is just using those lines of demarcation in the general sense of the trade, not necessarily looking to nail an exact bottom. Of course, I would not be buying the bottom on this morning open whatsoever. I would be looking at seeing the volume come in on this trade to say, okay, hey, did break a red to green level here. Okay, we're testing closer. We did hold well decently on that $5 key psychological level, this VWAP level as well from yesterday. That same thing, lots of different levels of technical resistance that could be played, that it's with volume coming into and pressing on with a decent amount of strength to say, okay, these are variables that I could validate for a potential trade entry on this, looking for far more upside because of those trap shorts in this scenario coming into it as a long. So in everything, looking at it from the perspective of, okay, why would a short be comfortable with this one? Looking at the other side of the equation of whatever trade it is and saying, I see their trade thesis and I see that why they would still be in it, why they would be comfortable, blah, 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 outlining all those reasons, but identifying the key factor that they are missing in it and then validating that for the reason for the trade on the opposite side of it. Because why would somebody take the trade opposite of me? That's just always the evaluation that had to be made beyond the market maker understanding of it. But why would somebody take the opposite side of my trade? If it's such a good trade that I think it is, why would somebody ever take the opposite side of it? Just thinking in those terms, in that perspective of laying out things like that. But yeah, still summer months here, still in the actual real workforce in the world, stupidly having to wear pants, getting that understanding once again under my belt of why I just want to continue to pursue this and have that understanding of what a hard day's work is, so I can come back and have the reflection of being able to apply it to this same type of studying, research, and all those things like that. Getting broad term spectrum again with this, what I wanted to be a super short video, but yeah, same shit, different day with the automated future strategies here. Going to continue to look at the data and the back testing on that one and just listen to what the story is saying and not try to force hard size it, especially when my account is still looking to be replenished with more supplemental cash, to continue to use that mentality, but just augmented and adjusted to the size that is appropriate for that strategy. So very thankful for each and every day, and thankful for each and every one of you watching. We will catch you guys on the next one.